Good morning. This is X-Pulse AI Morning Mix. Today is Friday, June 12th. We're talking the OpenAI versus Anthropic IPO chess match, Microsoft pushing agents into real enterprise workflows, and a giant new bet on AI power and data centers. I've got Orion with me. Ready?
Ready, let's move fast.
Reuters reported on June 11th that OpenAI and Anthropic are both taking steps toward going public. What's actually new here?
The new detail is the IPO machinery. Reuters says both have made moves like confidential S1 filings and other market positioning. It frames the rivalry as not just model quality, it's also who can translate the AI boom into a story public market investors will price confidently.
Does going public change how they build products?
It can. Public timelines tend to reward predictable revenue, clear unit economics, and less mystery around costs. That can push companies toward enterprise packaging, usage caps, and reliability guarantees, because Wall Street loves recurring revenue almost as much as it hates surprises.
So if you're watching from the sidelines, what should you track?
Watch the business signals, multi-year contracts, gross margin narratives, and how they describe safety and governance as risk management, not philosophy. Also watch partnerships. An IPO race is basically a stress test of who can scale trust and cash at the same time.
On June 11th, Microsoft said in its Azure blog that Build 2026 is about moving from experimentation to execution. What did they ship?
Two big themes: agentic capabilities in Azure and performance updates in Fabric. Microsoft specifically called out a GPU-accelerated Fabric data warehouse, claiming up to 7 times faster queries for AI-scale workloads, aimed at making data and models feel less like separate planets.
In plain terms, what changes for a company deploying AI?
It's a push toward production by default. If your data warehouse is faster and more integrated, you can run retrieval, analytics, and agent workflows without so much duct tape. And Azure agents suggest Microsoft wants automation that's auditable, more than just chat windows.
Any gotcha people forget when they hear agents?
Orchestration is the easy part. Permissions and failure modes are the hard part. The minute an agent can trigger workflows, you need identity controls, logging, and rollbacks. Otherwise, it's like giving a helpful intern your master keys and hoping for the best.
Bloomberg via Yahoo Finance reported on June 11th that Jeff Bezos' AI startup Prometheus raised $12 billion at a $41 billion valuation. First, what's the headline?
The headline is the size and the investor roster. JPMorgan Chase, Goldman Sachs, and BlackRock participated. A $12 billion round at $41 billion valuation signals institutional-scale conviction that AI for engineering and manufacturing could become a major profit center, not a niche tool.
Quick background, what does Prometheus actually do?
It's described as focused on engineering and manufacturing applications. Think automating design-to-production loops, planning, simulation, quality control, supply chain decisions. The pitch is typically less scrap, faster iteration, more uptime, using AI to tighten the feedback cycle in physical industries.
Why are investors piling in at this level?
Because manufacturing has huge spend and measurable outcomes. If AI saves 1% on yield or downtime, that's real money. Also, in a world where everyone has a chatbot, investors like tools that touch the factory floor, where the mistakes are expensive and the wins are defensible.
$12 billion? That's not a seed round, that's a small weather system.
Exactly, and it buys time, talent, and a lot of compute to prove the model works at industrial scale.
Reuters also reported on June 11th that KKR is launching a new AI infrastructure company with more than $10 billion committed, alongside Nvidia and Vistra. What is this exactly?
It's a financing and build-out vehicle, branded Helix Digital Infrastructure, meant to accelerate AI data center and power capacity globally. Nvidia contributes data center design expertise, and Vistra is the preferred power provider. KKR says more institutional investors can join after founding commitments close.
Why pair private equity, a chip giant, and a power company?
Because AI capacity is now a three-legged stool: capital, efficient design, and reliable electricity. You can't scale on GPUs alone. This structure tries to reduce coordination friction. Money meets blueprints meets power contracts, so projects can move faster than traditional piecemeal builds.
Does this change the competitive landscape for AI labs and cloud providers?
It can. More finance capacity means more compute available, but likely with long-term commitments and power-first constraints. The winners may be the teams that plan years ahead, because the bottleneck isn't only chips anymore, it's megawatts and construction schedules.
A few rapid hits to round out the morning. Starting with policy, who's showing up at the Group of Seven in France?
Bloomberg reported on June 12th that leaders like Anthropic's Dario Amodei, OpenAI's Sam Altman, and Google's Demis Hassabis are slated to attend the Group of Seven summit in France. That's direct AI industry input into global governance conversations, potentially shaping coordination on safety and oversight.
Staying with reality checks, what's the infrastructure constraint story?
Digitimes reported on June 12th that AMD and others are warning physical limits, power generation, delivery, copper, optics, and data center construction are tightening. Even if chip supply improves, scaling AI can stall on turbines, transformers, and materials. The future is part silicon, part civil engineering.
And regulation, Canada is proposing something broad, right?
Yes. Mathrubhumi English reported on June 11th that Canada introduced a Digital Safety Act, Bill C-34, including a ban on social media for under 16s, a new digital regulator, and safety standards for AI chatbots. It's a single framework approach, platforms and AI under one enforcement umbrella.
Now adoption, healthcare, restaurants, and a quick market stat. What stood out?
Ant Mini covered Philips' Future Health Index on June 10th. AI is shifting from tool to teammate, with governance and trust as the pressure points. AM Media House on June 10th. Cracker Barrel is using AI for traffic forecasting and labor planning. USA Today on June 11th. AI got 57% of disclosed funding capital in Q1. CNBC on June 11th also notes OpenAI leaning enterprise, while Apple and Google push consumer AI.
That's Xpulse AI Morning Mix from Xpulse for Friday, June 12th. Share it with someone who'd find it useful. See you next time.